All right, today we're going to talk about the Cub Cadet XT1 Enduro Series lawn tractor. This is a 52-inch cut, and I've been having some problems with mine. And go ahead and pop up the hood here. This is the Kohler Courage engine with the 18 horsepower. And the problem that I've been having is it's blowing out fuel out of the exhaust. And I've had this problem before, and what happened is I kept running it as it was, I was cranking the motor and it was blowing fuel out of the exhaust. And then after a few times, I noticed that it was starting to blow white smoke out of the exhaust. And come to find out, my crankcase was full of gasoline. So what is happening is whenever I go to crank the engine, I notice that we were putting the engine into the on position, and then we were taking the time to turn the choke up all the way. And I don't think you'd be able to see the choke lever on the other side of this steering wheel, but if you have this type of mower, it has the slow, the high, and the choke. So what you need to do is make sure that you have this on choke, and then turn the key to the start position right away. Because what happens is as soon as you put it off a stop, you'll hear a little click. And what that click is doing is taking the fuel shut off in the carburetor and allowing the fuel to flow. If you allow that to happen too long, it'll start flooding your carburetor. Once it floods for so long, there's so much fuel going into the carburetor, it then goes into the intake and right into your engine oil. And whenever you have that problem, then you're going to need to change your oil and fuel filter. So I already did that, but I will show you how to drain the oil to do this process. This is where you drain the oil from, and I had to put the camera up here close before I put the oil pan here, so I'll do this in kind of like a two-part thing and do some trick photography. But you take off the cap, and then you put the hose on the end of this, and then once you have the hose on, you're able to turn this yellow counterclockwise, and once you turn it counterclockwise, then you'll pull that towards you, and then the oil will drain out of the hose into your pan. And then you go ahead and drain all the oil. Since I have fuel in here, I'll let this thing drain until tomorrow. I'll get a new oil filter, and then we'll replace the oil filter and add the new oil. And it takes 1.3 quarts of oil, and I do preload the oil into my oil filter, and I'll show you that coming up. So after the oil is draining, or after it's completely drained, you get your spanning wrench and you loosen up the oil filter, and then you can take it off by hand. You want to make sure that you have a rag or something or cardboard underneath the driveway or in your garage, because you will get some oil that spills out of your oil filter connection there. And then when you go ahead and put on the new oil filter, you're going to preload it with oil and then get your finger and wipe some oil around the rubber seal. This will help ensure a better connection. And then you put it on finger tight. And then once you have it finger tight, you just want to give it a quick snug. You don't want to make it too tight. Then after that, you'll go ahead and take off your drain hose. You push the yellow drain plug in, and then you turn it clockwise, and then you put the black cover back on. I'm filling mine up with 10W30 oil. I'm going to put a full quart in, and then about 4 ounces of a second quart. spilled a little bit. I'll get a rag and wipe that up. Just get all the oil out of the can. You don't want to waste any oil. And then I'll check it with the dipstick, and it's probably going to be a little bit hard to see. But where I put my finger, that's the full line. I'm about 3-4 ounces short, so I'll add 3 or 4 ounces. I'll do 3 ounces, and then I'll check it. And since you're not able to read the dipstick, I'll just continue on as if it were full. 10W30 motor oil from Napa. It's full synthetic. And as you can see, it's just between 20 and 24 ounces left inside the container. And then this is the Napa Gold oil filter. The part number is a 1056. And that replaces the Kohler filter. That number is a 1205001 full flow filter.